Another one of those videos. When trouble comes, here they come knocking. Been meaning to do this video presentation for the longest. Just haven't gotten to with all that's been going on. As you know, I've been posting videos about the recent hurricane that we've experienced. Whether you was directly involved or not, everybody was affected in some way, some form or fashion. Now back to business, I guess, or topics of the day, and that is when trouble comes, people come knocking at your door. Well, what do you mean by that, CJ? Well, it simply means you have that family member, you have that relative, you have a cousin, you have a brother or sister, you have a best friend or your so-called friends, your neighbor, doesn't matter, your son or daughter, or your parents. I mean, you should help them out too, because at one time you couldn't help yourself, so it's quite understandable. But I'm talking about your brother, your sister, your cousin, or your best friend. I mean, grown ass people, grown folks who work every day, who supposedly have their affairs in order. I mean, mind you, we all fall back on hard times. That's a given. I mean, given the economy, what's going on here lately, yeah, we all fall back on hard times. But when do you say to yourself, when do you say to that person, no, you can't help them out anymore? Especially when they come back to you. I'm just using yourself because I'm speaking to you as a general audience, and I'm using myself as an example. When do you say no to that person? Especially if they're asking for the same favor over and over again. When do you say no? The second time? The third time? Well, it's totally your discretion, folks. But I would say, if they're asking for the same favor and they haven't done nothing with the favor that you helped them out with, then I would say cut them off. Tell them, listen, I don't have the money, whatever the case may be. I can't help you right now. What did you do with the other money? What are you doing with your life that you now all of a sudden need a handout? That's when you have to ask yourself, or ask that person, or really just say no in general. There's no asking questions. You just got to stand up and say no to these people. Especially if they ain't doing nothing with their lives, or doing nothing with themselves. They try to better their lives. They keep asking for the same favor all the time. Oh, well, they always have excuses as to why they haven't done anything or done better for themselves. They use the same old lie, the fake crocodile tears and the unfortunate circumstances, which we all do. But I mean, come on. People, it's like, if you're going to be grown, mind you, hey, we all live at home. We all have our situations and problems, but mind you, you call yourself grown. I'm speaking to grown folks right now. You call yourself grown, yet you come into people, you ask your relatives, your friends for help, especially financially. We're not talking about $10, $15, $20, $100. We're talking about a couple thousand, several thousand, into tens of thousands, or let's just say 10% of $100,000 people are asking you. And these ain't close family members. These are like, I don't know, a cousin or somebody that really wasn't all that close to you growing up. And they said some bullshit to you and your family over the years, and now all of a sudden they need your help. Again, I'm not putting out my business out there or my family's business, what we're going through, but I'm just saying. You know what y'all know what I'm talking about. Those people. Oh, cuz, can you hook me up with a couple grand? And you're like, what do you mean? Give me a couple grand. Oh, I got this to pay, that to pay. Well, if you're so-called grown, like I said, why are you asking for help? That's why people sometimes just really need to think things before they do, before they say they're grown, before they step out from their parents' house. Make sure that they have their affairs in order. Make sure they have a plan B, a C, D, all the way down the alphabet into infinity. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have a backup plan in case the backup plan fails, so that you're not asking your immediate family or relatives for a bailout. That's the true definition of a grown person, is when they got their own and they don't have to ask nobody, meaning their family, for help constantly. I mean, every once in a while, fine, but if it's 2, 3, or back to back, and you haven't called them or say hello or even try to do something for the person that you're asking for a favor for, that's why I say to you folks, use your discretion, but I would just say no to them. You gotta say no, because they're gonna keep asking for the same thing. But let's just say, if you needed help and you ask them for help and they say no to you, and knowing that you've done them a huge favor, what I'm trying to say, if the situation was reversed and you needed them for help, they will say no to you the first get-go around. Oh, I don't have it. What WTF? What do you mean? I did you a favor years ago, now you don't want to help out? It's like, come on, people. I mean, I may sound like I'm rambling, but this needs to be out there, this information. If maybe this can help out someone that's watching it, that's going through something like this. When trouble comes, people come knocking, or they ask for your advice, and they're still doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not getting better, they're getting worse. When do you say no to that person? I say, I can't help you, or I can't do it, or no, just flat out say no. And sometimes you feel good about it. They may be pissed off at you, but hey, that's their fault. Everybody makes decisions and choices in life that they have to live for and pay the consequences later. So if they got themselves into a certain predicament, well, what if we weren't here? What if, let's just say you were in another country or another state that's not within a few hours driving? You say, let's just say you're in Orway, California, Orway, New Jersey, and you call me and say, hey cuz, I need a favor for you. Like, what's going on? I need a couple grand. I'm like, I don't have it. You know, it's like, come on. What's your problem? You call yourself grown. What are you doing with your money? What are you doing with your finances? What are you doing with yourself to get yourself into that predicament? It's time for people to grow up. I'm not saying to have your own place, but to just grow up and have a mature mind, a mature way of thinking and using logic and common sense. You won't have as many problems as you do. So that's pretty much it on this note. I'm gonna cut it short because I'm gonna start rambling over the same thing. And if this video helps you, leave a comment or a question or suggestion. I mean, this is not my typical area of expertise, but this is just more like a rant. And see if this video relates to you in some way. You know, pass it and share it along with your family and friends that may be going through something. And just let them know why I made this decision not to help you. So anyways, take care, be safe, and have a good night or good evening, wherever you are. Good afternoon, good morning. And as I like to say in closing, make sure you help yourself first and foremost before you can help anybody else, because you got to help yourself first in order to help somebody else. Without yourself being helped, well, how do you expect people to help? How do you expect to help others when you can't help yourself, is what I'm trying to say. So take care of yourself and then help somebody else. All right, later.